He's son of an All Black, Jock Ross, from way back in the 70s. So played a bit of Super Rugby before heading off to Europe. He's not sure where he's playing his trade these days. Could be in Japan, I think. Someone that tall usually makes an impact in Japan.
Oh, great tackle by Jamie Lauder there, down low.
Massarewa down the wing is, if he builds up a bit of speed, he's not the...
That was a fairly harsh penalty, I have to say once again, against Football Club there, because it was a good tackle and somebody over the ball straight away. But you notice the top teams here, Rob and Terry. They come with some real pace, but they come with some big physical players in the midfield as well, don't they?
It's gone are the days where the big guys were the slow guys. There's big, fast, angry guys out there in a lot of these matches. So
I think that is the evolution of rugby, Terry. It's the big guys have become fast. That's what's scary.
And Isaac Ross showing how easy it is to win clean line-out ball when you're that tall and no one's competing with you.
See, I remember, Terry, when you weren't allowed to be lifted, he would have been a great player there.
I mean, if there was no lifting in this match, he'd have an even bigger advantage.
Yeah.
And I think Football Club wisely not contesting. There's no, I don't think there's any point in trying to get up higher than that.
Might surprise him with one, you never know. Still good defence.
Some good defence with Football Club. Watch out for that head high there.
Like he's talking about halfback, just take his time, keeping his composure. But
ball came out of the ruck, so it's free to go.
And unfortunately, you need someone chasing a kick like that, otherwise it's free ball for the opposition again.
Oh, that's a great hit again for Football Club.
Well, very unfortunate. Football Club contesting hard there at the breakdown, and everybody entering the ruck, and Cornel Hendricks just picking up the ball and trucking through the middle unopposed.
Over. Yes, after all that hard work, it's always a bit harsh when you see it that easy. But that's there's a lot of pressure coming on from this Dragons team.
Yes, and with the size of the Dragons players, the Football Club are forced to commit more men than they really should in that breakdown situation, and they paid the price.
Scoring for the Hogan Lovells Asia Pacific Dragons. And Natixis as the two. 18 7. Natixis Club, no.
So Latumi Fatisa to restart. Nice high kick, allowing them a chance to contest. Gavin Hadley immediately taken by Massarewa, being held up off the ground to create a maul.
I thought he had a knee down, but they've got him back up now, so that's gone maul. But that's straight off the kick-off. It actually shouldn't be a turnover.
Correct. It should be the receiving team. If you're taken directly from a kick, the maul.
But we've already seen the perils of talking to referees in these games, so
exactly.
Yes. That one.
But we cannot be yellow carded up here. I don't believe.
We cannot. Well, unless Billy Mason hears anything that we say inappropriate. But I've been practicing all week. And that's a marvellous tartan suit along in the stand to my left, by the way, if you can call it tartan. What is that? If the cameras could only focus on the main stand now, there would be fashion nightwears all over Asia.
So kick through then, and a lovely pick up.
Great pick up again. Second try. to the Dragons, Asia Pacific Dragons.
And I think it's Cornell Hendricks again getting through, improving his value as a, as a try scorer.
Bounce the ball by that man Hendricks again. With the kick to come, it's 12-0.
Difficult game, 10s, with all the extra space available on the field when you're playing against opposition that have size, speed, and ability. It's tough for a local side to foot it with the guns for hire that come into to Hong Kong this week.
Yeah, you don't make it sound very encouraging for these teams at all. That's bigger, faster, more skillful, and yes, exactly. But apart from that, they're fine. Next game up, it's actually got an interesting team. I think they're newcomers, King's College, University of Queensland, Strategic Equity Alliance, all newcomers, and they're playing a team that oversees old boys, which over the years has just become better and better. It used to be for Hong Kong players that are playing overseas, but now it's them plus anyone else that can get to.
So I think there's still a smattering of the Hong Kong lads that come back, but yeah, as the power and strength of the teams in this competition get elevated year after year, it's actually, as we say, difficult for the locals to compete.
Exactly.
Try to see where they're actually seated this year.
It's a nice platform anyway for some of the youngsters come through in Hong Kong, or even Asian players. It's I would say they can cut their teeth coming out to play in this tournament would be not a bad thing.
Oh, it's wonderful to see the Hong Kong talent back in town and playing in amongst some of the maybe a little more experienced players, and you know, learning and growing their game as part of that.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, there's a few. I see that Kenzo Panel's playing. So it's like, but there's a few kids. I was hoping that Dave Lewis's son was back in town, but he's opted for the easier Kowloon 10s today. There's two of them over there. They might be called into some of the ranks tomorrow, I would think, when it gets harder to find players for the local teams.
So the Asia Pacific Dragons opting to use the boot of Facita to plug the ball to the corner and take the line out. We may see a drive here, but I'm sure the height of Isaac Ross is going to ensure they retrieve the ball.
Yes, he's not really having to struggle to get that, I'll give you that. Yeah.
Although there is always the vagaries of the throw, so football club come up trumps there with the throw being crooked to the giant in the middle of the line out.
But it's really quite strange, you know, when the throw is not challenged and he's that much higher than anyone. It's almost hard to give it not straight, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess when he's reaching over the head of the halfback to catch the ball,
when it's on the right, it's on the outside shot, on the inside. It's quite tend to be a given.
Yeah. We do tend to be quite critical of the referees, so when they make the right ruling, we should support them.
And it's a penalty to Football Club, the Natixis Football Club. It's a welcome relief. He's given that a fair old belt. Over halfway. One more chance before half-time.
Yeah, Max Page finding a very good touch there. So the clock's at 0. They need to secure this ball, and Dragons have it.
Nice quick ball off the top.
Alden Schoenberg trying to break up the middle. The tackling is strong at the moment from Football Club, and the fence is rigid. Masaroa throwing the big dummy, trying to sneak through a gap, but well bottled up.
Oh, big shrug off.
Big strength there from the big man.
Great penalty.
Football Club
and he's going to tap and go as well, Leon.
And Leon, not the quickest sprinter in the team, but
you've got to admire his ambitious. He won the turnover and he tapped it well.
Dragging a few men in and creating space for the Flyers on the outside. It's a very strong tackling from the Dragons.
Maybe not going to work out.
Secret in this game is if you're going to kick, you need to be able to retrieve the ball.
I don't think his own players knew that was coming, Terry.
So Joni Manu hands the ball off to Fosita, and try number 3 for the Asia Pacific Dragons.
And that's half time, and I'll hand over to
half-time.
Reese here, who's going to come and take my place.
And that makes it 21 points to nil. The Hungry Locals, Asia Pacific Dragons, leading off the Natixis Hong Kong Football Club. 3 converted tries to nil. It's half time.
Shots of the crowd enjoying a lovely balmy day here at the Hong Kong Football Club in Happy Valley, Hong Kong. 25 degrees on the thermometer on the stand on the far side, but as we all know, with that black rubber crumb on the pitch, Reese, the temperature is generally a little bit more than 25 degrees when you're running around out there.
It just kind of conducts the heat, holds it there. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few boots coming apart with the glue melting underneath. It's been known to happen.
So that happens to you occasionally, does it, Reese? I thought that was actually down to the speed you were travelling.
Well, it normally is, but you know, I'd like to keep that to myself. Thank you. I believe it was forecast rain as well today, wasn't it?
I think as it gets warmer, the players wouldn't be too upset about that. Okay, we've got Natixis from the Hong Kong Football Club about to kick off in the second half. Football Club down 21-0 to a very strong Asia Pacific Dragons team. High restart, but no one there to claim it.
To be watching the first half, there's been some ferocious tackling going in here, very physical off both sides. I know APDs from last year weren't that impressed with how they finished. They're going to come out here with a big emphasis on getting higher up the competition, going for the grand final and winning. I know they weren't happy at all with how they finished last year, so there's a big point to prove from there.
Yeah, loose ball snapped up by Football Club. Potential opportunity on the outside here. Natixis trying to put his winger away. The scrambling defence from the APB Dragons is quite secure. So the Football Club still in possession. Very aggressive in the contact situation there. Unfortunately, Football Club having to commit 2 and 3 men each time to that breakdown, which doesn't leave them a lot left over to attack with.
Great offload in the tackle there.
Masarewa stretching his legs and not in any difficulty at all getting through to the goal line there. Very experienced player, having played for the New Zealand Sevens team for many years.
And I think it's quite interesting when you look at the game now and you see the difference in seeds. It's quite obvious that the APDs have got another 2 or 3 gears that they can go up if they like. It just seemed to be on a bit of a coasting mode at the moment.
Yeah, and I think you'll see the whole bench be used in the second half. So they, but this first game you do want to settle into a rhythm, get a bit of a pattern going, get your basically warm your weapons up so that when you strike those other teams that are similar size and stature, you do have the chance to knock them off.
Yeah, and I think, as you said, you know, the football club have to commit a few players to all the breakdowns, and you know, it's just a chance for the APDs to get ready for that greater contact that they have later on, and physicality in the battles that they face.
Pushing out 26. No lead over Natixis Hong Kong Football Club.
A very high restart, contested extremely well by the Asia Pacific Dragons. They swarming defence from Football Club though, keeping them at bay. Change of direction. Schoenberg from South Africa under pressure but retaining possession.
Football Club still in the ball.
Again, straight back into contact. Need to try and find some space there, but fairly intimidating. Nice extra roll there that some referees don't appreciate. Schoenberg, Elton Schoenberg penalised for a high tackle there, just slipping up a little bit. Lovely kick to touch, hasn't found touch. And Facita's going to bring the ball back very casually, letting his teammates get organised.
Facita, if he's any more laid back, I think he'd be asleep at the moment.
But he's actually managed to get a solid attacking line.
Big step for the big man.
Some pretty casual offloading there by the big fellas up the middle.
As I said, they've gone into that coasting phase now, haven't they? They know they've got the game, just taking it easy.
They have. There's not much urgency in their play, and with 10s being quite a physical game, they don't want to be trucking it up and crashing and bashing all the way through the game. Why risk an injury when you're 26 points to 0 ahead on the scoreboard?
Exactly. It'll be interesting to see what the football club do here, because they've been struggling to get a bit of space when the ball's in open play. APD's been shadowing left and right very well, cutting down any open space they've got.
A few subs. Jamie Lauder back on. Definite weight advantage there to the APD pack, and they've driven Football Club all the way through to the goal line, and the ball's scrambled dead in goal. So they'll receive the feed to the scrum as a reward for their efforts, and Football Club have got some serious defending to do now. Tabuku from Fiji leaves and is replaced by a similarly impressive specimen to keep the Football Club pack under pressure. And as we would here in Australia, there's a wee bit of a falcon there. Football Club player with eyes for his opponent, completely receiving the pass on the back of the head.
I think he was looking for the smash rather than the interception there.
Yeah.
Another try there scored in the corner for Asia Pacific Barbarians.
And the ground announcer Jed Thine paying homage to the front row forward. I think it's Malachi Valau crashing over in the corner.
Seems to be a heavy Fijian link in this APD squad there.
Yeah, well, it's certainly they're using it well.
They certainly are.
You know, we've seen Masarowa escaping a couple of times for tries, and then we saw the sheer power of and not a little pace as well from Valau going over in the corner. I mean, you know, props normally like to score near the upright, so beating a man on the outside and crashing over in the corner is pretty special for a front row forward. It may be one he remembers for a while.
Oh hell yes. I think the props just like it when they got the ball. They normally don't like travelling too far, keeping their energy for the scrums, etc. But they just seem glorious the way they play the Fijians on this.
We saw Leon White from the football club in the first half. He took the more direct approach, straight up the guts, you might call it. And Asia Pacific Dragons penalised at the breakdown there. No clear release on the tackle. Very skinny 10 metres they retreated there. So football club controlling the ball. Oh, interesting option to challenge them at the fringes of the ruck there. The strong defence there. Natixis trying to use his footwork to break the line. Jamie Lauder clearing wide, and they don't have a lot of prospect out there with 1 on 3.
I think that was his only option to go back on the inside then. If he went outside,
yeah, back and look
to
forward. And Leon Y, as we are more familiar with, trucks it up the middle again.
Yeah, once
APD
again.
player penalised for being offside.
I wouldn't have said he was back 10 yards when he made that tackle then, neither.
Ooh. Some nervous hands there, and as the size of the players coming at you increases, the tendency to look up a little as the ball arrives also increases. Good play by the football club. Oh, ball picked off by Valau again in the centre in a more familiar role.
Just seems like they haven't got many options when they're on the ball, unfortunately. So as you say, trying to force the pass there, a bit panicky.
That one went straight through to the keeper, so we handling mistake by Taki Thakambau on the wing, and it allows football club to feed to the line out. Looking like a fair amount of fatigue in the players out there already. They're nearing the end of this match. Let's hope football club can get through and pick up a try to finish on a strong note.
Well, this heat in this pitch does zap the energy. You know, the way it just holds the heat there, coming from your feet, feeling like it's burning. Just takes the energy away. You just can't get your breath back in this game.
Football club trying a tricky underhand feed to the line out there, but ruled not straight by the referee, and quite correctly, I think. Not a lot of chance for APD to compete with that throw. Okay.
Great offload there in the tackle.
Powerful run, and we see Taki Thakambau streaking off to the corner.
Bounces off too.
Bounces to the corner. And credit to the football club. They didn't give up. They sent guys back there to try and compete, but unfortunately the skills and the stepping ability of Taki Thakambau was too much. And Nakali up the middle did his fair part too there. Drew to the last defender and sent him off on the searching run to the corner.
I think that's the difference between the two teams there. You're seeing the confidence in those one-on-one and two-on-one situations. They're happy to draw the player in, offload, put the other player in space. The football club just don't seem to have the same options in the open play.
Yeah, and with the size of some of the APD players, the football club are having to commit 2 players to the tackle to bring the larger players down, and it means there's a gap somewhere else on the field.
Yes.
So full time sees the APD Dragons coming out triumphant over football club, 36 points to 0.